Welcome to our community. Susie Thomas with you this morning. We're speaking with Olivia Hirschberger from Simply Give and the Little Givers Club. Good morning.
Hi, Susie.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
I think people are, maybe if they're not familiar with you, busy mom of 4 young children, decided to start a nonprofit. Of course, why not? What brought that to mind? Why did you do this, Olivia?
Well, I wanted to do something to make an impact on the community while being at home with my kids. So one day I was just talking to my husband. He's like, what are your passions? What do you want to do? Because I said I was kind of getting the itch after being home with the kids for a while to do something else. And so I said I love helping people and serving people, and like, not to sound cliche, but I want to make this world like a better place, if not just for me, but for my kids and their generation. And so basically I started just a page on Facebook called Simply Give. I was sitting in my robe surrounded by babies and just basically started posting online on our Facebook and Instagram page.
And the whole idea of Simply Give is what?
Basically just to start loving better and more, starting with our families and then extending that love to the community. Because I feel like sometimes it's easier to help someone in the community than it is to truly love our families the way we should. And there's just so much hurt and different things going on. So I really encourage people to start truly loving inside their homes and inside their families and with their relatives and extending that out to complete strangers.
What a good point. So often when we want to do something, we find ourselves looking out there. Where I'll go to Haiti and help, or, I will join this organization. But what about under our own roofs? What are we doing to surprise each other with a random act of kindness for our family members in one day?
Yeah. One of my favorite quotes is from Mother Teresa. It's actually, if you want to change the world, go home and love your family. And I just think that's awesome, because if we truly loved our family the way we should, it would eliminate a lot of the programs that we have in our community, which is, I'm glad we have those programs, but we wouldn't need them if we truly loved our family the way that we should.
And a lot of what you do, I think we start to do at Christmas time or doing holidays. I remember at Thanksgiving, I was walking into Aldi's, and every single shopping cart, someone had left the quarters in every single one of those shopping carts. But you're talking about taking something that simple and inexpensive and doing it throughout the year.
Yeah. I always will do a post around the holidays, like, are you a seasonal giver, like, through the holidays, or are you a giver all year long? Because the same kid that doesn't have Christmas toys or food on their table doesn't have birthday toys or food the rest of the year. So I wish that we could just truly make giving more intentional. And that's why we kind of created Simply Give, is to encourage people to be intentional about giving, even if it's leaving a quarter in the Aldi's cart, or if it's sending flowers to your grandma or paying for someone's meal. Like that, a sense of giving, how it is through the holidays, should be all year round.
A lot of people don't know or have interaction with their trash collector or their mailman, but you make it top of the mind, deliberate, intentional to do something for these people.
Yes. It's something so simple as leaving, your trash collector a note and $5 for lunch, or a Subway gift card, especially from your kids. If you incorporate giving and make it fun with the kids, they're going to want to do it more often, and it becomes second nature to them.
But I think what it is, Olivia, is just having it on top of the mind.
Yeah,
it's living a whole different way, where you really wake up in the morning and look around and say, who can I surprise today?
Yeah, who can I be a blessing to? If we all asked ourselves that every morning, can you imagine how many happy people we would have in our community,
We'd see a transformation.
Totally.
Are you seeing a transformation? Because you've got this going. It's really starting to take off, isn't it?
Yes, it's really grown, and it's really awesome to hear stories of even moms or just people at work talking about, I went through the drive-thru at Starbucks and someone paid for my coffee and I paid it forward, or just hearing those little stories that really make you just so warm inside. And actually this morning I had my babies out for breakfast and somebody paid for a meal, and I started ugly crying there. I was like, oh my gosh. And it's just it reminds you there are good people in the world, and sweet people. And this guy just paid and left, and our waitress came over and said, that gentleman that was talking to you and the kids, he just paid for your meal this morning. And it's such a huge blessing, and it totally made my whole day. It was so sweet.
And don't believe it for a minute, Olivia Hirschberger cannot ugly anything.
Oh, you're sweet.
It's just what you've done is just amazing. Now, what is Simply Give, though? It's not like you have club meetings. You don't get together. Is it over using social media, or how do you do it?
Basically, everything we do is through social media, and it makes it easy with being at home with the kids still. I can literally be, watching a movie with them or in the midst of breakfast and can kind of post something encouraging somebody to do a random act of kindness. So we do have a lot of postings online, and then we also do have events that we hold each year, on average 4 events to reach out in different ways. So it really brings the community together. It brings women out to meet new friends, and it's truly women supporting other women. It could be our cancer outreach is coming up. We have a foster and adoption outreach. We've had an event for women who have miscarried. We've kind of just see where women are maybe hurting or where they need support and follow through with that and bring women together to kind of just support and uplift them going through hard times.
And once again, it's just so amazing to me when you think that so many people, they want to do something for these people. You look for long-time established organizations with bylaws and you started your own 501c3.
I can't believe that sometimes, but I mean, it really is simple. It's just when people come to events, they bring items, which I think they love, and just telling people, hey, did you know that there's women downtown that live at the YWCA that have no feminine products, or they don't have feminine undergarments, so hey, come out to this place and bring some feminine products, and you're going to be a blessing to someone by just buying that,
And how hard is it when you're making a Target run to pick up one more thing?
Exactly.
And then just have that ready to go. Let's talk about the event coming up, and then we can talk about some of the ones that you've done in the past, which are just so cool. But you've got something coming up May 17th, Women of Strength.
Yes.
What is that?
So Simply Give has been up and running for 4 years. 2 of those years we've been an official nonprofit. So we started something called Women of Strength, and we come together to support women battling cancer. This came about because there was a young mom that I heard of one night that she had got a diagnosis that cancer had spread throughout her whole body. And she had a 3-year-old at the time. And I remember people saying they just want her to be able to make it to Disney, so to give her son that memory. And I was just like crushed inside. I think I was crying and praying and just thinking, like, what can I do to be a blessing to her? Is there anything I can do when something that she's going through is so big? Like, what can I even do? And so then a friend had come to me and said, hey, I think I'd posted something on Simply Give about it. And a friend had come to me and said, let's make chemotherapy care bags. So it's kind of changed throughout the years. Last year, we collected cozy blankets, adult coloring books, colored pencils, and a Starbucks gift card. And then this year, we have a few different items that we're collecting. But in these bags, we always write handwritten notes. And when we get thank you notes from the women or emails, they all talk about the handwritten note and how important that was to them. And it really is just the encouragement that they needed that day. So at this event, we have 3 women share their testimony or battle with cancer and how they use their faith in God to get through it. So it's a really inspiring night. And what I love is they're all on a different journey. Last year, one of the women shared how she was private. She didn't tell anybody about her diagnosis. She didn't want anybody to pity her. And she only wanted to know what God said about her diagnosis, that he was there, he's going to heal her. She's just believing for complete healing, going through her treatments. So that was kind of cool to hear her testimony. And then another friend is all posting selfies with their bald head, and she thrived off of positivity from people. And I just love that they're going through the same situation, but in different ways. And so it's really cool just to hear how these women are so strong and battle in different ways.
Yes. I can remember going on Facebook and an old friend, a longtime friend, jumping on there saying, okay, prayer warriors, here we go. And that was years ago, and she's doing great.
Yeah.
So, yes, you're right. Everybody approaches news like that differently.
Exactly.
And you're so respectful as far as each one. So you'll have 3 speakers.
Well, this year we're actually going to have 2 women currently battling.
Okay.
One's battling breast cancer, one's battling brain cancer. And then we're actually going to have some cancer care nurses from Mercy kind of share about, how our bags have impacted the women at their treatment facility, and kind of some statistics and what people can do to truly help women battling cancer.
How have you connected with both the caregivers and those who are going through the treatments, the cancer patients?
Well, it's been kind of cool because, like I said, we will get some emails from women and you kind of become instant friends because they're confiding things in you and just saying, the most recent email I had said that her and her daughter were on our way to treatment, and she was scared of the treatment, scared that her hair would fall out, scared would she be, living this time next year. Like, so many emotions are going through, her mind. And so her and her daughter was sitting there, and a cancer care nurse at Mercy had brought over a bag full of our goodies, and she said she just took out item by item, and her daughter just marveled, her exact words, at the kindness of complete strangers. But more than anything, she said that note that she got reminded her that God knew her name, knew her situation, and he was with her that day. She said, we prayed on the way there and just said, God, I want a sign from you. Like, I know you're with me, but I just want something from you today. Like, this is so scary. And so for her to get our bag, she said, it might be just a bag to you, but to me, it was so much more. And so for months, she's been carrying that handwritten note with her, and she's going through another round of treatments, and she's like, that note card will go with me again. So it's been really cool to see how these bags are truly impacting women, giving them peace and hope, and just letting them know that there's an army of women praying for them and surrounding them.
You're talking about something that does not even take 5 minutes to do.
Exactly.
What an amazing impact that's having on someone's life.
Yeah.
What kinds of things do you want us to bring on the 17th of May?
So our nonprofit is purchasing really cute totes and reusable water bottles. We're also purchasing something called hippie sticks. They're all natural chapsticks because I feel like all natural items are like essential, especially when you're giving them to cancer patients. We're also including natural bath fizzies from the Bohemian Mama. And we want these to like be pampering items, not just like things that they might want to use, but they'll love to use.
Yes.
And we're doing cozy socks, and then we're asking people to bring journals and pens and $5 Starbucks gift cards. And then the evening of the event, we'll hear the speakers, we'll have a really awesome meal, hear the speakers, and then we actually go down an assembly line. And this year we're aiming to make 500 bags.
So we're making them at the mall?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Making them at the mall. And then then is it the hospital that distributes them?
Yeah. So what we'll do is we're having this event at Hoover Hall.
Oh, okay. Well, I totally had the wrong information there at all.
We're hosting the event at Hoover. It's Hoover Park, right by Walsh. And so we'll gather there. We'll eat
at what time?
At 6 o'clock, and we'll be hosting it until 8:30. We have a really awesome catered meal. And then we'll hear the women speak. And then, the items that are brought, we'll have someone organize them. And then we'll just go down the line and make 500 bags. And then we'll also do our handwritten notes there, too.
Oh, my goodness. All right. That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah.
First of all, a fun evening of fellowship.
It is.
So 6 o'clock at the hall at Hoover Park.
Yes.
And this is May 17th.
Correct.
Simply Give is providing the totes and many of the items. All you're asking is for people to bring gift cards?
Yes, $5 Starbucks gift cards and journals and pens. We do have some local business sponsors, which has been a huge blessing this year. And so this year, aiming to make 500 bags, like we could not do this without all of our local sponsors. It's been incredible.
How do you do your funding? That you're saying that you've got some sponsors, but do you do fundraisers for Simply Give?
I'm just going to admit this. I am like at my max with doing things. So I'm like, if someone wants to have a fundraiser for us, thank you.
Awesome.
But I just don't have any extra time to host fundraisers. So basically on Giving Tuesday, we fund our whole next year. And typically what makes us a different nonprofit, we don't ask people for money except for one day a year. We ask people to bring items, which I love that people know that whatever you're bringing is going straight into the hands of somebody else.
Right.
But we never turn away donations. And so it's awesome. Somebody last week asked to meet me for coffee, and they handed me a check for $1,200.
Oh, my. How
so
cool.
that's like a huge blessing.
Right. Well, there's $100 a month taken care of.
Yep.
That is wonderful. Okay. Yes, you're right. You're just asking people to pick up an item here or there. Mm-hmm. And how many $5 Starbucks cards would you like us to bring?
As many as you want. Yeah. We need 500. Mm-hmm. So far, I think we have close to 100. Someone just contacted me and said they bought 25. Somebody else bought 60. Mm-hmm. So we'll need a lot of those. So, I mean, if women could pick up 5, that would be awesome. But even if they just bring one, that's awesome too.
Right, everybody just come with whatever works into your own budget.
Exactly.
How many people do you anticipate? And in order to feed everyone, you need registration?
Yes, we are selling tickets this year. Okay. Tickets are $30 each, and they can go to our Instagram or Facebook page to find the link. Or if you just Google on Eventbrite Women of Strength, it should come up. But we're going to have a really awesome catered meal. It's going to be a gorgeous event, linens, and there's lights strung over top. We have a DJ that's volunteering their time to come out. And what's really awesome about this event, we have so many local wedding vendors that are donating their time to decorate, photograph. Sabrina Hall Photography, she's done all of our events, just donating her time the last 2 years. So just having their support, fun things like Sweetwater Caravan. We're going to have Peace, Love, and Little Donuts. So it's going to be an awesome night.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Way more involved than I was even thinking about or expecting. Yeah. We need to take a very short break. We're speaking with Olivia Hirschberger from Simply Give. We'll be back after these words. You're listening to Our Community.